Hello and welcome to Just a Bit Outside, the baseball movie podcast brought to you by Bucko Banter. Today we review A League of Their Own, which asks the age-old question, what if girls played baseball?
Rockin' one-on-one, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Or the steak by the plates, and in case after case, run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snakes.
Christopher Miller, how the heck are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. It's no longer 60,000 degrees below zero. Some of this snow is starting to melt. Pitchers and catchers are back. It's feeling like baseball, and we got to watch one of my faves, A League of Their Own.
This is the answer is what if girls played baseball is it would make one of the best baseball movies that we've ever seen.
Right? Crazy good.
This movie's awesome. Released July 1st, 1992, directed by Penny Marshall, starring Gina Davis, Tom Hanks, Lori Petty, Madonna, who kills it in this movie, Rosie O'Donnell, and David Strathairn. There's a huge cast in this, kind of star-studded cast as well. A lot of big names in this one. Really good ensemble cast that we have. Multiple baseball teams, multiple kind of managerial situations going on. Hans Zimmer did the music in this one. Absolutely crushes as well.
Right? That's how you know you really got something going.
Yeah, this movie is, I mean, you'll see with the scores, but this is a top tier one for me. So as we start in current day. We start in 1992. And it opens on a woman packing her bags. And her daughter comes over and puts her baseball mitt in her suitcase, says, hey, I think you're going to need this. And we don't know exactly what is going on, but she's going to go on a trip and meet up with some old friends. But
yeah,
she's really...
They never say where she's going. And there's a little apprehension there. She's got like the old lady house. She's got like all the knickknacks and stuff. She's looking over the pictures, and you can tell someone's like kind of gnawing at her.
Yeah, she is apprehensive. All the knickknacks, all the patty wax, everything in the house, and she is concerned about how she's going to be perceived at this event and really how it's going to be. But her daughter convinces her. She says, "You're getting out of the house. You're going." So she leaves the house. Her grandchildren are in the driveway, and I just want to say this. This is a baseball movie. It's not a basketball movie. And thank God, because the grandchildren are playing basketball in the driveway and they suck.
They got no game. They have no game.
We're double dribbling. We're traveling all over the place. I mean, it's terrible. But where are we going, Chris? We're going to Cooperstown. We are going to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Via Greyhound
from, I guess it's unsaid where they are.
Doesn't really say. It also doesn't really matter. We just know she's going.
But
she's going to the airport and then taking a bus to Cooperstown, which is why you know they built it in the wrong spot.
Cooperstown is cool, but it's also in Cooperstown.
It's in Cooperstown.
But they get there. They get to Doubleday Field. They're meeting up, and we learn that this is a group event commemorating an exhibit for the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, developed in the 1940s. And we immediately cut back to a flashback to World War II in black and white. And it explains how all of the men had to go to war to fight Germany, to fight Japan, and that left no baseball players, not a one of them. And the MLB is in jeopardy at this time. Whatever shall they do, Mr. Miller? Whatever shall they do? And I'm sure we can say this, but one of the headlines says, "Look out, Mr. Hitler, the Yanks are coming." And it's like the Yankees.
Right.
It's just
the Yankees.
It's awesome.
The
And then he goes,
newsreel is a really cool way to like kind of show exposition. Um, I usually hate whenever a movie uses like the news to show any kind of exposition. It feels kind of cheap and lazy. But here, because because of the newsreel, because of the voice, actually the voice is Harry Shearer, who did a bunch of voices on The Simpsons, and it's weird to hear Principal Skinner just kind of read the news. But it's a cool exposition because it makes this a period piece. And it fits really nicely. And now you as the audience know, okay, I'm familiar. This is the 40s now. Like I know what we're doing. I'm geared up. I know that we've gone backwards in time through the power of nostalgia, and this is where we are.
The newsreels are a really, really nice way to kind of, there's a lot of social commentary going on in this movie. And what we'll see is this is going to take place from the perspective of the women on the team, the Rockford Peaches, in the GPBL. And they're about it, right? And we will see the newsreels, which are a little bit more critical. So it's a good way to frame kind of the social commentary and what the maybe public opinion is of the teams at the time and how that shifts throughout the movie and throughout the years of the league. But yes, that newsreel takes us back in time. We are now in 1943 at this point in time. We're in Willamette, Oregon. And we're watching a women's league softball game, and we meet our two main characters here, Dottie Hinson and Kit Keller, and they are sisters playing in this game. And Dottie is telling Kit, hey, lay off the high ones. You love the high ones. Don't swing at those. You can't hit them. So just lay off them. Does Kit listen? Absolutely not.
There's a little sisterly friction there.
Yeah,
the kid's very, very obviously the little sister, not just because Gina Davis is like a full foot taller than her, but just you get that kind of little sister syndrome. She's being bossed around by her big sister, but it's in like a loving way.
Yeah, she should have listened though, because she swings at the first two high pitches, misses them, takes one low, strike three. You're out of here, kid. See you later. Then Gina Davis gets up, who is Dottie Hinson, and she's nice with it. She's nice. She is good at ball. So we're setting up this dynamic right off the rip, like you said. We have Dottie, the big sister. She's taller, she's faster, she's stronger. She knows more about the game. She's kind of more imposing. And then we have Kit, who's, framed as the kid sister who needs the pointers and isn't quite as good. And they discuss this more in the cornfield after the game. Kit explicitly says, right, oh, I think everyone thinks that I'm less than you. She says about their parents, they should have had you and bought a dog instead of having two children, which is gnarly.
When they introduced me, this is our sister, this is our daughter, Dottie, and this is our other daughter, Dottie's sister.
Dottie's sister. So we are setting up that friction, like you had mentioned, in the relationship off the bat, right? It's Dottie is the superstar and Kit is kind of the afterthought.
Right.
But they're still working at this point. They're on the farm and we're milking cows. They're working on a dairy farm, living with the parents. And we learn that Dottie's husband is in the war. And they're just living their life, playing leisurely softball games when they can. But we also know that
Kit is unmarried because she has a hard time dating and meeting new people working on the dairy farm. And I don't remember the guy's name, but whenever Gina Davis says, well, so-and-so likes you. Well, that's only one step up from dating a pig.
An important step up.
Like, wow, what did that guy do? I assume it was the guy that was like kind of flirty at the game. Because most of the men in the stands at the game, with the exception of like 4, are just really mean. Like, they serve no other purpose than to just be jackasses, which I kind of assume historically has some accuracy to it.
Oh, I mean, it has to. And like, that's a theme that runs through. We eventually get a montage where the league is legitimized. But like, even before that, everyone in the stands is a huge asshole. They're very patronizing.
Yes.
Enter Ernie Capadino, Paisan,
The GOAT.
played by
John Lovitz. Let's go. John Lovitz is my absolute boy.
He's so funny in this. He's wearing a nice suit. Honestly, let me just say this. We got to bring back fancy hats, I think. A lot of fancy hats in this movie.
It's it's a very fedora heavy time in America. However, you still see some fedoras when you go out, but they're not on cool guys.
No, they're not on Ernie Capadino. That's for sure.
He also has like the ill-fitting kind of tall fedora. Like it's great. Everybody in this movie has big suits. It's like they're in the NBA draft in 2003.
Tracy McGrady on the scene. Ernie Capadino rolls through. He's stepping through, dodging piles of cow dung, stepping through the mud, dodging chickens left and right. And he comes up into the barn where they're milking the cows. And he says, "Hey, I'm a baseball scout." And we learn that there is a Mr. Harvey who is based on real life Wrigley of the Gum and the Field. And he's starting a girls' professional baseball league. So this is, I guess we should have maybe led with this. This is based on a real thing. This is not a documentary. It's not meant to be the most historically accurate.
No, it's an incredibly stylized portrayal, but the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League is 100% real. Yes.
This is a fictionalized retelling of some of the players in that league, the kind of creation of that league and how it went about. So this is based on a real thing. And he pitches this. He says there's going to be a professional league because the men are all gone at war. They're all in Europe and the Pacific fighting this war, and America needs baseball. So just like the women were in the factories, we're getting them to start a professional baseball league. Right off the rip, Dottie hits him with a great line. He says, "Pull her leg a while, Kit. Mine are long enough already." Amazing. That's so good. So she's not buying it. But Ernie, John Lovitz, this is for real. This is no joke. There's an actual women's professional baseball league being started here.
Yeah, Dottie wants nothing to do with it, but Kit wants more than anything to be in this. Like the Kit's begging him for a job. "I'll sign right now. Show me, like, give me the paper, I'll sign it." But he doesn't want her. He wants Gina Davis. He wants Dottie. And again, there's some friction.
Dottie says she's perfectly content working on the dairy farm until her husband, Bob, gets back from the war. And then she wants to just have, American dream, white picket fence, tire swing. That's her dream, right? But she's nice at ball and she likes ball. But I think at this point doesn't understand how serious this is or that ball could actually be a viable path for her.
And so, let's be honest here, Dottie or Kit is also nice at ball.
Yeah.
Like this isn't just the Dottie show. Of course, it's Dottie's the older sister. She's a tall, striking woman, and Lori Petty, Kit, is like much shorter and plain looking. Until Tank Girl, because that movie rules.
Kit convinces her. Kit says, I need this, basically. Like, this is, you have your life planned out. There's nothing for me here in Willamette, Oregon. Just do this for me. What's the big deal, right? We play some ball. Bob's over in Italy, taking on Mussolini single-handed. And what's the big deal if we just go play ball for a season? So let's do it. And eventually,
whenever Dottie turns down the contract, ultimately, and our scout is leaving, he turns loose, goes, "You can stay here plucking cows for all I care." And one of the all-time great lines. It's just John Lovitz arguing with barnyard animals for like 5 minutes.
It's very good.
And like the valley really hasn't changed that much. The Willamette Valley in Oregon is still nothing but dairy and grapes, and it's just been like that forever. And Dottie's or the kid has a really good point here. Like, I've got nothing here, and there's no upward mobility. Like, I have to get out of here. And like I said, I don't see them, becoming a vineyard. So yeah, time to go.
Very in tune with the socioeconomics of the valley in Oregon. So they decide to go and cut to the train. A lot of great things happening in this really short kind of scene on the train here. Number one, John Lovett's sitting in the train. He's talking to another guy, and he's like, "Whoa, I work in a factory, and we're up 200%."
A sleazy sales guy talking about how profits are up, even though the war is on.
We're up 200%, even though there's a war on. And I mean, I was laughing out loud at this point.
This is the kind of point where you have to pause the movie.
John Lovitz, Ernie just hits him with the line that anyone has always wanted to say to somebody who's just telling them some shit they don't care about at all. He just goes, "If I had your job, I'd kill myself." And then he gets up and he leaves.
Right, he just moves.
He just gets up because I always have to sit next to one of these guys, which is so funny because like Ernie's kind of a sleazy dude himself. Like he's not like the most on the straight and narrow type of dude, but he sees this salesman who's like profiting off war, and he's like, "God, this guy sucks so bad."
Yeah, he just hates him so bad. Ernie's just doing his job. Like he's just at work. He doesn't really like what he's doing. Apparently, he doesn't want to go to Oregon and then back through where they go through Colorado by way of Indiana. He doesn't want to do that, but he has to do that. He doesn't want to be on the farm begging Dottie to come play baseball, but he has to do it. And then if he gets to be mean to some like war profiteer, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, I paused it. I was laughing. That's awesome. I did not expect that from that.
And in that John Lovett's delivery, it's where it's just
I kill myself. Yeah, it's just so funny.
And in the background, we got Kit and Dottie running like hell after the train.
And this scene's awesome. It's a classic you're running to catch the train scene, but it's filmed just directly out the door. So you're like seeing their hands like pop up, and Dottie's throwing the suitcases.
Yeah, they're passing off suitcases to throw in, and yeah.
It's so good. They both eventually catch up. They both get in the train, and immediately Ernie hits him with the, "Did you promise the cows you'd write them?" Amazing. But they're gonna take a little detour to go meet another player, Marla. And we're at a gym, and Marla's taking some BP, and Marla is nice at hitting.
Yeah, real nice at ball.
Hitting nukes, switch hitter, putting him on a rope, and her dad is there.
Blast him out the window because it's pouring down rain.
Yeah, out the window. The church gymnasium is just in shambles at this point. And I mean, she's hitting ropes, and her dad is her coach. Her dad is, coaching her up. And switch hitter, she's nice. But she comes up and she goes to talk to Ernie, and she looks at him, and he kind of winces because she is not the most attractive baseball player that there's ever been.
And Ernie made it plain that the league is looking for attractive women, because that's the only way they think they can market this.
So,
which is very much a sign of the times. I don't know if that's the way the league was initially formed, but I guarantee that's how the league was formed.
Oh, 100%. And Ernie says, "No, thank you." However, Dottie and Kit, they put their bags down. They're like, "Well, we're not going with you unless Marla comes along." And the dad also comes back over and says, "Hey, listen, I'm a single dad. Marla's mother is dead. We got one dead
mom.
And, don't blame her, right? I raised her to be a ball player. I didn't raise her to be, a girl's girl type of situation. Don't blame her for me."
He looks at Eddie and says, "Don't let my little girl suffer because I messed up raising her." And that line hurts so bad.
I mean, you
Like,
could he delivers it perfectly.
in a sea of deadbeat dads, we've got a really good dad. We've got
Extremely good dad.
an A+ dad.
Yeah, huge beast.
We're not even 30 minutes into this movie.
And he's crushing. And he accompanies her. Eventually, Ernie says, okay, you know what? I don't want to lose two other players here, especially not Dottie. We'll bring Marla along. Also, she's an absolute masher. So,
right, yeah. Like, just switch hitter, just rope after rope. Like, yeah.
Now we are on the train platform, and Marla is sitting there with her father, which is another great scene. And she's very concerned for him, leaving him alone. It's just him on the farm. What is he going to do? And he says, he also mirrors, right? Like, there's nothing for you here. You got to go where things happen, and nothing's happening here.
Right.
And that's great. That scene is awesome.
And
Love it.
She's shy. She's scared. You know, like, there's a lot of emotion in this scene where it's a father's love, a daughter's love, and the dad being like, look, sometimes you have to do hard things.
Lovett's Ernie kind of cuts the tension. He says, get on the train. The train's the thing moving, not the station. And eventually she gets on the train, and everybody is on their way to Chicago for tryouts. So they get on the field. Everyone's on the field now. Dottie is there, Kid is there, Marla is there. There's 100 other women there who are all doing tryouts. Ernie says, cowgirls, you see the grass? Don't eat it. Don't eat it. And then he goes to leave. This part's weird. It's like they are like, oh, Ernie, don't go. And he's like, my job's done. Like, I got everyone.
Yeah, like, what do you want me to do?
I'm leaving. We meet Rosie O'Donnell's character Doris and Madonna's character May, who will form part of the team alongside Marla, Kit, and Dottie. You know Madonna is a bad person because she's smoking a cigarette.
Yep, right off the rip, she's smoking cigarettes.
And she has a lighter or maybe a cigarette case tucked in her sock. I mean, she's not a good person.
She's a professional.
Yeah.
But I guess this is 1943, so this is before cigarettes were bad for you.
Well, they were good for you then. Ronald Reagan said so.
Right. Yeah. And nothing like the smooth taste of a Chesterfield to keep our GIs going.
Dude, just an aside for all of our listeners, if you've never looked at old cigarette ads, they are absolutely bonkers.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Chesterfield. It's like, what? It's crazy. And then it's like Ronald Reagan. He's like, these keep me skinny. It's nuts, dude.
Yes.
It is insane.
None of what you said is an exaggeration.
No, it's crazy. Big tobacco propaganda is like one of the all-time propaganda machines. You should go take a peek at some of the historic advertisements if you never have. It's crazy. Nuts.
I like to send those out as Christmas cards every year.
They're amazing.
No, it's harder and harder to find vintage Chesterfield ads.
That's because they lost that big old lawsuit. They're like, hey, you can't sell cigarettes to 6-year-olds anymore. And they're like, oh, man, what are we going to do?
Doggone it.
Now, we have another cutaway on a newsreel here after we have the tryouts going on here. In the middle of the kind of tryout montage, there's a cutaway to another newsreel where they're talking about how this women's professional league is leading to the deterioration of society, and the women being placed in the factories and playing baseball is leading to the masculization of women and sexual confusion and all of this kind of moral panic and fear about the changing kind of gender roles and how the men away at war are impacting the standard traditional roles of women in the United States. Really like the cutaways to, because you're seeing the things change right in front of you. You're seeing them play baseball, and then you're seeing the moral panic and all of the conservative takes on, well, society will crumble if women are able to work. Society will crumble if women are playing baseball, that's hilarious. Baseball, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Baseball?
Buddy, sports have always been the catalyst for completely insane political movements and ideologies. Always.
Baseball.
Look at it right now, man. Look at Riley Gaines. She was terrible at swimming, and now look where we are. It's not her fault, certainly. She sucks at swimming.
There's a very famous sports historian in Pittsburgh, Rob Ruck, and he teaches a class at Pitt, which I took, which talks about how sports is the ultimate equal playing field, right? It is the ultimate meritocracy. And I think that is why you are correct, that it always has been one of the catalysts for change. And because when you're out there playing, there's very little bias. It is the ultimate meritocracy. And it really is interesting to see how things like this challenge your societal norms. We have our tryout montage, the first of the few montages here. The music here is fire. Again, shout out Hans Zimmer. We find out that Dottie has a cannon from behind the plate, just an absolute cannon. And the girls are balling. There's some nice ball players here.
And there's a lot of friction between the players because it's tryouts and they know that not everybody's going to make it. And it's 6 teams of 16.
Yeah, there's
64 players.
There's 64 total players. Yeah.
And Doris fires a baseball at Dottie, in anger, and Dottie just bare hand snags it. Sick.
It's very good.
Sick. But they're playing ball. It's drills, calisthenics. It is playing ball.
They are balling. So after the tryouts, we have a little tryout montage. Like you said, there's some friction because there's a limited number of spots. But after the tryouts, we find out that May, who is Madonna, Doris, Rosie O'Donnell, and then Kit and Dottie all make the Rockford Peaches. And all the names are posted on the board, a la, your classic high school keep cut situation. And then everybody kind of separates into their teams. There's the Rockford Peaches, the Racine Bells. There's a couple other teams as well. And they're all sitting there. And one of the he's the manager of the Racine Bells is there, kind of instructing everybody on what the next steps will be. This scene is amazing because there is one woman standing at the board and she's in tears, and the manager looks over and says, "Are you on the team or are you cut?" And she just doesn't answer him. And he goes, "If you're cut, you got to get out of here. If you're on the team, just go sit with your team." And she doesn't say anything. And another woman walks up to her and asks her if she can read, and she cannot. And she goes through, she asks her name, Shirley Baker, and she goes through and she finds her name on the board, and she is on the Rockford Peaches as well. This scene is so great, I think, because we just were in a context where it was extremely competitive. Everybody's fighting for a spot, very little humanity being shown. And then immediately at this point, we're reeling it back to earth here, a ton of humanity being shown. And nobody is making fun of her. Nobody is, treating her lesser. They're just saying, we'll help you out. We'll find out what team you're on. Then we're back as a team. We're listening to the manager. This scene's amazing. Incredible. Love this one. And then immediately after that, everything is cheapened again by the director of the league, Ira Lowenstein, who shows up here after the tryouts.
Played by David Strathairn, another big baseball movie guy. He's in 8 Men Out. I believe he's Eddie Seacott. And 8 Men Out, great baseball movie.
He is, in the beginning of this movie, an asshole. And his character development is great, I think, throughout this one. It's very good. They say, all right, girls, here's your uniforms. And they're like these tunic dresses, right? But they're effectively wearing, they don't have pants on. There's no, they say you can't slide in these. They're too revealing. They're too short. So it's very clear that it's not practical, right? This is to be a spectacle. And we also find out that there is no drinking, no smoking, no men. So May, who is Madonna's character,
she's out.
She gets up to leave.
It. She's out.
She's already been smoking a cigarette. We find out that her nickname is All the Way May. So she's out on the no men situation. And we will soon see that she likes to imbibe a little bit as well. And in addition to those rules, in addition to the revealing and impractical uniforms, in addition to the no drinking, smoking, and no men, because, like you had previously said, they want this to be marketable as a group of attractive, upstanding, moral, ethical women, they are also being required to go to charm and beauty school, which this is real.
Yes.
Like this happened in real life.
Absolutely true to life. Etiquette classes in charm school were mandatory. So you had that and spring training,
which is just diabolical. And in this scene,
it's a very funny scene.
The charm school.
Yeah, charm school is very, very funny.
But Ira is, at this point in time where he's laying down the ground rules, he's an asshole about it, right? He was like, this league, his attitude in the beginning is very much like, this league is not about legitimizing your athletics. This league is about you being a spectacle. And that's the way it is. And that's the way it's going to be. And you're going to like it. We cut to the charm school, the beauty school, the etiquette classes here. This scene is pretty funny. They're going
through. Yeah. It shows just how ridiculous the concept is. It's like, why are these girls learning how to drink tea? And whenever they're ball players,
they're drinking.
You're going down the line, like thin the hair, like eyebrows. There's supposed to be 2 of them.
They get to Marla and they say, what should we do about her? And the beauty school instructor says, a lot of night games. That's heinous.
Well, I feel bad for Marla Hooch, man. Like they're just dogging this poor thing. And she's like really nice.
She's very sweet.
Nice at ball.
Dude, she's freaking Josh Gibson.
Yeah.
She's nice at ball.
Right.
Now we meet the troubled manager to be of the Rockford Peaches. Tom Hanks' character, Jimmy Dugan, great name, is at Mr. Harvey's mansion, who is the funder and the main supporter and organizer of the GPBL. He's at his mansion. And we learned that Jimmy Dugan was a dog back in the day. He hit 487 home runs, but got caught up in the bottle, tore his knee all up because he fell out of a hotel window or something because he started a fire. And he's just a fool.
Sold the team equipment to buy booze.
Well, that's so he ruined the last 5 years of his Major League Baseball career because he was drinking too much. He hurt himself, fell out of the hotel. Then he got a managerial job in San Antonio, which Harvey got him. And then he sold all of the equipment for booze. And he goes, I should have never sold all of the team's equipment, which is just crazy.
Correct. You should not have done that.
And then he gets pitched a comeback opportunity, a shot at redemption, basically his third chance, which is to manage the Rockford Peaches. And he says, all right, well, I guess I'm doing it. There's really no other choice. I'll say this one thing, and this is a detour. In this scene and in the scene later on in the movie, he like cut himself shaving. So he has the little piece of toilet paper over the little spot of blood. Has anyone ever actually done that? That seems like a psyop. Like no one really does that in real life.
I think that's another thing from like sitcoms and old movies.
Yeah, that's like
hyperventilating into a brown paper bag. I've never seen anybody do that.
No, that's
especially now. You just don't have paper bags around.
Yeah, no one. Why would you be walking around with toilet paper all on your face? Doesn't make sense.
And he does that at multiple points in the movie. Like whenever Jimmy's like trying to get his shit together, he can't. I think whenever he shaves, he just always cuts himself. Like it's just less of a runner than it is more like a character trait.
He's a flawed individual.
And he's a gross guy.
Bad. He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. When we meet Jimmy Dugan, Jimmy Dugan's a bad guy. And Harvey said to you, "Are you still a fall down drunk?" It's like, "No, sir, I quit drinking." "Oh, did you see the error of your ways?" Like, "No, I can't afford it." And he like kind of laughs about it, and Harvey's just like gives him this horrified look.
It's one of those guys where he's very much like, "Oh, if I never got hurt, I would have been the greatest to ever do it," and constantly unwilling to look at himself in the mirror. Mm. And we will see how bad it gets in the very next scene, which is first game between the Rockford Peaches and the South Bend Blue Sox. Jimmy Dugan rolls up into the locker room. He is absolutely hammered. Rolls into the locker room, goes up to the urinal, and just takes about a 30-second pee. I
have the time.
Let's go.
Of the long pee.
Let's go.
You're going to go 30 seconds? I timed it. I busted the old stopwatch out. It's 57 seconds.
And multiple stop and goes.
Oh, yeah. And Rosie O'Donnell's like giving him a pep talk. Like, oh, it's a good stream.
May grabs somebody's watch and is holding it up, timing it. It is quite funny, but he is absolutely late. Fall down.
Yeah, he is late. He is drunk. He pees long.
In the presence of the whole team, whom he's never met. One of the women on the team, I think it's Betty. Is it Betty Spaghetti?
Yeah, because
her husband is a huge fan of Jimmy Dugan. She has a card. She wants him to sign it. She asks him to sign it. He rips it up, throws it on the ground. I mean, this guy is a certified dickhead.
So after she says to Evelyn wants to see the card. And she goes, "Just please be careful. If anything happens, this Bob will kill me." And the second she hands it to Dugan, he rips it up into a million pieces and throws it over his shoulder.
It's bad.
He also doesn't talk in that scene.
No, he's so hammered. He can barely stand up to go to the bathroom. He's like leaning over, hand like up against the stall. I mean, or the wall. He's trashed. He is trashed. Now we go out. We leave the locker and we walk out of the dugout, and we're in the game. And
Dottie has set the lineup.
Dottie sets the lineup.
Yeah, he doesn't set the line. He just like kind of stumbles out into the game.
They said, "Well, if you're so good, why don't you set it?" Dottie goes, "All right, well, May can play center field and bat leadoff." And Madonna's character May goes, "I like her. She's good," which is a good call. That is a strategically good decision. Yeah. We get out, and the crowd is very much not treating this as they're not treating it as a real game. They're also not treating it as a spectacle, a la like the Savannah Bananas or the Harlem Globetrotters. They're just treating it as just a joke.
Like they came there maliciously. They didn't come there to cheer. They came there to boo. Which I can also imagine people doing.
Without a doubt. The people are laughing. People are making fun of them. Eventually, a player throws a ball at a heckler, just drills the guy, and he falls down. Then the crowd starts to turn a little bit. They start to laugh at the heckler.
Isn't it Doris? Is it Rosie O'Donnell playing?
It might be Doris, yeah.
I think.
Because Doris is very much so the most kind of abrasive, outspoken, kind of toughest. She's big. She plays third base. She's like very rough and tumble, and she is the one who is chirping back.
Yeah, she doesn't put up with anybody's shit, including like her teammates and all that. But she's a glue guy too. We'll talk a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about this.
The team dynamic is good. The whole game, Dugan's not doing anything.
He's passed out for half of it.
Passed out in the dugout. Dottie gets up. She's up in the count 3-0. And the announcer's saying, what's Jimmy Dugan going to do? Is he going to give her the green light or is he going to have her take? Meanwhile, he's napping in the dugout. Dottie hits a nuke. And the announcer says, she hit the cream cheese out of that one, which is great.
The announcer is David L. Lander, who on Laverne and Shirley was Squiggy.
That's the other thing.
He did this as a favor to Penny Marshall.
That was the other piece of trivia. Shout out to my mom. She was like, you gotta throw that one in. That's the one that she said.
Yeah, dude. It's just the Squiggy voice, and it just sounds great. Like it sounds period authentic for that. He's very funny. He has a lot of really great lines.
Very good.
Just stuff like that. You know, like get the cream cheese out of that one. This one's got eyeballs. Stuff. But it's like that's a great call from Penny Marshall, if we're being honest here. Like absolutely nailed that one.
Absolutely. Dugan classically gets the credit. Oh, Dugan with a great call for the green light on that one. Meanwhile, he's passed out the whole game. After the game, Lowenstein comes up to him and is like, bro, you got to figure it out.
When he has his head in a water fountain trying to sober up.
Yeah. And he was like, Dugan's drunk. He's like, you don't pay me enough for this. Spits a fat hog of chaw just right onto Lowenstein's fancy shoes. And he's just like, you're the worst. You better figure this shit out quick.
Jimmy's a gross person.
Bad guy. We have a little bit of a montage now of the Diamond Gals. So it's another newsreel, and it's in black and white, and they're playing the game, but they're also using this as an advertisement to sell beauty products, to sell homemaking products. They're selling nose powder. They're selling coffee makers. They're calling them homemakers that are playing baseball.
And it's very obviously like tightly scripted, and it's fairly insulting to the women. More than a little.
We do get from this scene though the best nickname of all time, which is Betty Spaghetti. Why? Because she likes to cook spaghetti for her husband.
She likes making spaghetti. She likes knitting and cooking. So it's Betty Spaghetti.
They're going through saying some things, some of them positive, most of them not, but some sort of defining characteristics about each of the players on the team. And then they get to Marla and they go, how about Marla Hooch? What a hitter.
And she's real far away. You can't see her.
That's all they say about her.
It's a funny running joke. It's low-hanging fruit, but it is funny.
It's good. But then every step of the way where the players get legitimized, we get 2 steps back, right? Mm-hmm. So like they play their first game, Dottie hits a home run, they win the game, things are going great, but Dugan gets credit, which he shouldn't. We have this very patronizing commercial. And then right after that, the right fielder, is this Evelyn Gardner?
Yes.
Evelyn Gardner says, my husband says I can't leave my son at home anymore. He's too busy looking at the classifieds to look after our son and look for a job. He says, I have to bring him to the baseball games with us. And you're like,
got to take Stillwell on road trips.
This is just bullshit. It's like your husband's unemployed. He can't take care of the son because he's too busy looking at that paper. And eventually she does bring Stillwell with her.
This is before the internet. He can't just slap an iPad in front of your kid and let it do all the raising anymore.
Yeah, he can't be on Roblox. So she does bring her son Stillwell onto the bus for the away game.
But she assured everybody he's an angel, he's a sweetheart. You won't even know he's there.
Lies. That was a lie.
It is not the case. He is an actual psychopath, and he does try to murder everyone within the first 10 seconds of seeing him.
He is introduced and immediately wants to cause a 30 casualty bus crash. He runs up behind the bus driver, puts his hands over his eyes. The bus driver is hitting him with one of these. I mean, it is crazy.
He's a little fat kid covered in chocolate.
It's Augustus Gloop type situation.
Yeah, he's got everything but the hat with a propeller on it. Like this.
I mean,
this guy's a little stinker.
The bus driver pulls over, says, I quit. I am not putting up with this. May grabs a baseball bat and she's chasing him around, threatening to kill a child.
I'm going to kill your son. And she grabs the bat.
She's chasing him with the baseball bat. Dottie says, what a nice kid. I hope I have 5 just like him, which is a way to cut the tension. But there's a serious situation going on.
He quit. And it also, the team does have a chaperone. We missed this part. We have Miss Cuthbert. They're like very, very conservative. She's basically enforcing all of the etiquette rules and everything that Ira had said before. No smoking, no drinking to men. Like she's a chaperone and she's installed to basically watch these girls. She's pleading with the bus driver to come back and please drive the bus because none of them can drive.
She's chasing him down the road.
Chasing him down. And he picks up a handful of dirt, says he quits, and then just throws dirt in her face.
So she walks back to the bus, defeated, dirt in her face.
Dirt, like a lot.
Goes to wake up Dugan, who is passed out drunk, who wakes up, just immediately grabs her and starts to kiss her. We don't even have to ask. That's just not cool.
It's not cool. It's not
bad
cool.
Guy.
In a drunken stupor.
And to add insult to injury, I will say in this scene, it's fairly clear that this is happening anyway with the lineup and everything. But Dottie is installed as a bit of a impromptu leader of the team at this point in time. She's the pseudo manager. She's the one who has her head on straightest and is keeping everybody kind of put together. To add insult to injury for Miss Cuthbert, May plans to, she knows a little spot in the city where they're going called the Suds Bucket.
A roadhouse.
And they can't just sneak out because Cuthbert, she's got the eyes going. She knows everything. And May plans to poison her dinner to lay her up, make her sick, and then all the gals are going to get over to the Suds Bucket. And they do her extremely dirty.
May's going to poison her dinner. And then they all kind of laugh about it.
And boy, oh boy, the doctor says he's never seen somebody throw up as much as Miss Cuthbert did.
And in the background down the fire escape, you can see everybody kind of sneaking down cartoon style.
This leads to, in my opinion, I think the scene at the Roadhouse, at the Suds Bucket, is potentially the best scene from anything that we've watched this far.
It's so good. Also, it looks crazy fun there.
I'd be at the Suds Bucket. I'd be Jimmy Dugan. I'd be Jimmy Dugan.
Yeah, Suds Bucket looks like a great time, man. Like they were right to want to go there.
100%. If you haven't seen this movie, obviously watch the movie. If you're not going to watch the movie, just go watch this scene. It is phenomenal.
And it gives a great amount of character development in a very natural setting. It's everybody kind of gets to fall into their own little roles there. You get to see, a lot of flirting going on. May is cutting a rug with all the fellas down on the dance floor.
Everyone is dancing.
Everybody's drinking, more importantly.
Everyone's getting in the bag. Everyone's drinking. May is dancing. She is doing all kinds of crazy dancing stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then we find out that she was a dancer. She was a dancer. Doris was the bouncer.
That part killed me.
It was her dad's bar, if I'm not mistaken. It was like her father's place. And that's how those two met. These tough, like Brooklyn broads.
Just an incredible scene. So we haven't seen, the music is phenomenal. They're doing a little swing dancing situation that goes on for 2 minutes or so. Then it cuts outside to Dottie, who caught a ride in, and it's a young kid driving the car. And she goes, "Thanks for the ride." And he goes, "Hey, what do you say we go to the back seat and you turn me into a man?"
He opens with, "What's the rush, doll body?"
Heinous. She responds and says, "What do you say I smack you around for a while?" Then he goes back. "Can't we do both?"
This is a young man.
He's a bad kid, but that line is incredible. That line is incredible. That's another laugh out loud. Like, that was so funny. But Dottie comes in and says, "Hey, we got to circle the wagons. Ira Lowenstein's on his way. And if he catches us all out here being real human beings, real life people, we're cooked. We're done." So round everybody up. We're sneaking out the back door. So they get everybody except Marla.
Yeah, where's Marla? We can't find Marla anywhere.
And they just point up at the stage. Marla is crushing it. She's pretty drunk.
She's very drunk.
But she's on the stage singing. She's in a red dress. And she's pointing at Nelson. And she is serenading him. And it's lovely.
It Had to Be You, one of the great songs of the era. But because she's so drunk, she just at one point just keeps like more and more forcefully saying, "It had to be you. It had to be you." Just pointing directly at Nelson. And he is like, if this was a cartoon, there'd be like little hearts and birds circling him. Like the eyes would be coming out. The awooga.
Yeah.
It's love at first sight, and it's the best.
He is enamored. He is infatuated. I mean, it is. We took Marla, coming from the middle of nowhere where nothing happens, who's chastised for being ugly and night games. And now she's on stage. She's crushing it. She is romancing Nelson. Good for her.
Oh,
good for Nelson.
Good for all of them.
This scene, and I said it before and I'll say it again, I think this is the best scene from any movie that we've watched. It is so good. It is shot extremely well. It's very visually appealing. Mm-hmm. They're moving quickly. The dancing's awesome. The choreography is great. The sound is amazing. The character development that's crammed into such a short amount of time. Dottie still like reinforcing her role as like the vocal leader and getting everybody kind of out of trouble.
Yeah, incredibly good. Did not go to the bar. She was not going to go with them. She was just going to hang back and let them do their thing.
She is a husband who's at war. Damn it.
So did Betty, but she was there. We know at least 2 women on the team have husbands that are overseas. I think it just says the 2, but it's a very common thing. Like a lot of these players are married to GIs.
So after this, I think I'm not sure if this was part of what they had to do or if there was a little bit of they got wind of what was going on. But all the girls are in church the next day. This scene's incredible. May is in confession, and Doris is like, they've been in there forever. And she comes out, kneels down, does her Hail Marys. The priest comes out, and he's just sweating. Doris goes, what did you tell him? And May just goes, everything. It's just so good.
They're at church a lot in this movie, and the church scenes are always funny.
They are very good. We have Dugan taking BP, kind of just feeling sorry for himself, but you could tell that he is nice at ball. And he hits one. He goes, that's a double play. I got to be better. And then he hits a liner into the gap in left center, and he's like happy about that. And he's just feeling sorry for himself.
It's a turning point for Dugan. This is kind of where he's, he knows that he screwed up, and it's not that he loves the situation that he's in, but he knows that is where he is. He knows he wants to not be there anymore. He doesn't want to be coaching these women. He doesn't want to manage a team of women. He wants to get back into professional baseball.
So he's feeling sorry for himself. He's not pleased with the situation. Dottie becomes at this point the player manager, kind of just de facto here. She's giving signs. She's coaching the bases, basically. She tells May to slide dirt on your skirt. She slides. We get a good call. No wonder they call her all the way, May. She hits for a triple here.
Dirt on your skirt's a sick way to say slide.
Fire. It's super good. And if you see at the end, the Racine Bell's bus has it painted on the back, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But now Dugan sees something and he disagrees with a sign that Dottie is giving.
Yeah, Dottie's telling Marla to lay down a bunt, and Jimmy doesn't want to take the bat out of his best hitter's hands.
And say what you will, but he cannot stand for this baseball injustice. So he finally does his job for the first time. And there's a bit of a sign-off between Dottie and Dugan. And Dottie wants the bunt to be laid down. Dugan says, absolutely not. She's a certified masher. What are we doing? And this scene's great because Marla is like stepping in the box, stepping out of the box, stepping in the box, stepping out of the box. And it's like,
and every time she looks at a sign, she gives like a very stern, like a good nod, and then steps back into the box and they call time. And she steps out. She'll look at Jimmy and give him the nod, like tip her cap, and step in the box, and then call time. And it's just, it keeps going back and forth with Marla stuck in the middle of all people.
And it ends with Dugan's sign. Marla swings away, hits one in the gap, deep one in the gap, and scores 2, and then they win the game.
2-run double. Yep.
And Dugan comes out on top of the baseball strategery at this point in time. But this is the first time ever where you're like, oh, maybe this guy cares about something.
Yeah, and it's also been the first time he's been sober enough to manage.
That's also true.
Mm-hmm.
We get another bus scene here, and we go back to Shirley Baker, who cannot read. May is in the back of the bus teaching her how to read. And it's no different from the year of our Lord 2026, because they're reading some smut.
It is just smut.
And you know what? Just like today.
Just like today.
That's the most popular stuff. It's all the smut.
A lot of smut. A lot of themed smut going on.
That's it.
I didn't know.
Was a dragon in there, bro?
I didn't know half of these books with dragons and stuff in them were smut. It is smut, dude. It is pornography. They had us all hoodwinked for like a year and a half.
I was on a road trip one time, and I don't even know if I should tell this story. Let's just say I had to listen to one of these on audiobook one time, and I was like, whoa, boy. This is gnarly, dude. There's only so many times you can hear somebody describe some part of the female anatomy as a slick entrance before you have to be like, we need to turn this audiobook off.
I bartend a themed event a number of times a year, and the one was a masquerade ball based on a lot of these like kind of young adult, basically like fairy smut books. And there's too much here. I'm not reading it, so I was Googling. Like, I'm on all the wikis, and
keep your safe search on, brother.
Oh my god, the one it was nothing but genitalia. That's it. And let me put it this way: big.
It's gnarly stuff.
Yeah.
That's how Shirley Baker's learning how to read.
It's reading.
That's what
I think what May's like, keep going, it gets good.
She flips the page over. It gets great here.
It gets real good.
We get a little bit more character development on some of the other characters as well. Doris is talking about her husband.
Or is it her boyfriend?
Her boyfriend, yeah. And
the picture's so funny.
He looks
this like cross-eyed dolt.
And they go, well,
like
he's not very good looking.
Clothes.
And she goes, yeah, but at least he's stupid. He's out of work and he treats me bad. Which is a grim reality of the time, I would say.
And then they do ask her a very simple question. Why? Why do you put up with that? You don't have to. And at no point did Doris ever think, you're right, I don't have to put up with this shit. You know, I'm a real person and I matter. And she takes this picture and she rips it up and she throws it out the window. So beat it, Charlie. Take a hike, you slob.
Very liberating moment.
We never actually meet Charlie. It would be funny to see him because the picture's hilarious. They made him like cross-eyed.
Now,
we also have Evelyn writing her song. She got her ukulele. If I was on a bus and somebody brought a ukulele, I would jump out.
This also happened in Major League, right? Somebody brought a guitar on the bus?
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham, yeah. Too much. Yeah, that's right. It was, yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't know the words of the song.
We get to the field. We have our next game. And if just a bit outside is the most famous quote from a baseball movie, then there's no crying in baseball has to be the second most famous.
Yes.
It has to be.
There is a Jabbo tie in here. One of our esteemed guest hosts, Mr. Dallas Braden, very famously recreated this with his 3 daughters and his lovely wife, Meg, who I think stole the shirt that I lost to him in a bet. If everything you need to know about Dallas Braden can be summed up by watching that, where he's just berating his daughter line for line. There's no crying in baseball scene.
Shout out DB. Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Shout out DB. Who would we be without him? Just a couple of schlubs.
Other than that, we got what? Stumpf and Hiles? Ugh.
Gross.
There's no crying in baseball is so good. Because it's because of that exasperated Tom Hanks voice, you know, where like the pitch kind of goes up. And he'd been doing this for years. Like it's, you know, from Big on, he was doing that. That's like the Tom Hanks voice.
And this is, he's screaming at the right fielder, Evelyn Gardner, and she starts to cry. Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball. And he gets more upset about the fact that she's crying than he does about the baseball mistakes that she made.
And she missed the cutoff, man.
Missed the cutoff. And this will set up a scene later, which is very good.
What team do you play for?
But he is ripping her up. And she walks away. 2 other girls kind of aiding her. And she is very, very shook.
Rogers Hornsby was my manager, and he called me a talking pile of pig shit.
The umpire finally walks up and says, perhaps you chastised her too vehemently, which is amazing. Like, I love it. Just completely, the formality of it cuts all of the tension and the over the top aspect of his rant. But then Jimmy says that the umpire looks like a penis with a hat on. and he gets ejected from the game.
You didn't understand.
Which is awesome. But immediately after this, we get some bad news from Ira Lowenstein, which is that the league might fold. And the last shot here is a reporter and a photographer from Life magazine who are trying to do a key piece on the league to keep it afloat because they are not getting the draw that they had expected.
And they're not. I mean, it's the attendance is lousy. Most of the people that are going to this game are there just to, make fun of them. So they're looking for a little razzle dazzle. And Ira says that he has the Time reporter there to cover Dottie. Nobody else. He really hasn't mentioned him. And Kit, they kind of pipes out. Did you tell him anything about me? And he was like, yeah, I said that you're the little sister that she brought along because she wouldn't come to the tryouts without you. Like, oh God, every time Kit starts to get a little bit ahead, it's right back to being knocked down. The little sister, the second fiddle thing, just brutal, man.
It's unfortunately, it reinforces the inferiority kind of complex that Kit has felt up until this point in the movie.
And Ira has given Dottie the nickname the Queen of Diamonds, which is a sick name.
So fire.
It's so good.
It's unbeliable.
That is an all-time nickname.
Yeah.
It's There's also another very good nickname that I noticed, I think the third time I watched this movie this week, in an upcoming montage. But
it's not Betty Spaghetti?
It's not. I love Betty Spaghetti.
It's not all the way May.
Everybody knows all the way, man. A little sneaky one. It's in a newspaper clipping.
So we get one of the best montages that we have got. We get the montage of the Peaches balling out, of Dottie and some of the other, Dottie and May, trying to put on a little bit of a show, a la the Savannah Bananas. They're trying to show that we can ball for real. We can be a bit of a spectacle, shown by Dottie getting a split catch. She catches a pop-up and she splits while she makes the catch.
Yeah, like lunges into a split, catches it. And then the Time reporter goes absolutely bananas for that one.
They're in church. Jimmy Dugan comes up and says, God knows we have a game. Come on, let's go.
Whenever he hastily as he's like, yanking the girls out of the pew, he very like hastily genuflex and then gives one of these to Jesus on the cross.
Very good. We're still, this montage is great because it's them balling, them doing the spectacle stuff, Jimmy being kind of still a little bit of a shitbag. Dottie gets the cover of Time with the split catch. That's kind of juxtaposed with some super patronizing headlines about them still questioning trading their oven mitts for baseball mitts, things like that. They're doing gimmicks like all the girls are throwing baseballs at these cartoon propaganda of, Hitler and other Axis leaders. And the montage is just, it's wild. Dottie hits some bombs. Stillwell eats a lineup card.
They are constantly being terrorized by Stillwell, the little stinker.
Marla gets married in this montage to Nelson. And they send her on her way.
Leaves the team. Right. Yeah. See you next season. She's gone, which is wild. But they do. Kid throws a shutout, and this is in the era like in the 40s. If you were the starting pitcher, you pitched the whole game. So this is a CG shutout, and they call her the Oregon Rifle.
Fire.
So good. Historically speaking, the Oregon Rifles were, I think, the first like kind of militia turned legitimate military. And it was to protect settlers. So that's a real thing. But the Oregon Rifle is such a sick name for a pitcher.
You and your sister being the Queen of Diamonds and the Oregon Rifle?
Right?
Fire.
And there's still no respect for Kit with a dope ass name like that.
That's so good. We do have two important scenes here to kind of cap this montage off. There's a relay to home, a collision at home, and Dottie holds on to it. Dottie does another kind of behind the back catch thing, but there's another great scene in the montage where there's a couple of, army men and their wives, and a ball goes out of bounds to a black woman. And this is in 1943, 44. So this is pre-integration in baseball. And this black woman picks the ball up, and instead of just throwing it to Dottie, who's standing pretty close to her, throws it way past her to the catcher, and kind of gives Dottie a look. Dottie kind of tips her cap to her and is like, okay. Which I thought was a great touch, because it's like, okay, we're pre-integration here, but they are recognizing before the rest of the world is recognizing that baseball effectively should be integrated at this point in time.
Baseball did integrate, and except for the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, they never integrated.
Wow. Because, this league goes on through
1943 to 1954.
And baseball integrated in 47,
correct?
I believe.
Yeah. They never integrated.
Which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's why it doesn't have the most diverse cast. It does also give us the bruise scene in the montage whenever she slides.
Oh, yes.
And then it shows her in the dugout. For whatever reason, Jimmy Dugan's taking a picture on a whole timey camera. But it shows the strawberry bruise on her thigh. It is huge.
May slides into third, has a bruise this big because they're wearing skirts. I mean, it's ridiculous. They say that right in the beginning. We can't slide in that, and they can't.
Right. Also, fun fact about the bruise. That's the real bruise that was incurred on that slide. That is not makeup. God. That is not movie magic. That is one of the gnarliest strawberry bruises I've ever seen, and it is 100% real. And that's, I think, why they kind of like improv the Jimmy Dugan, it'd be like, oh, that's one of the worst I've ever seen. Just produces a camera and snaps a picture of it.
Shout out Madonna. She's doing some crazy. Stunt work in this one for real.
The big bruise is a real bruise.
Dottie starts chewing tobacco in this as well.
He offers her some earlier, and she's like, "Nah." He's like, "Well, all ball players do it," and you can tell she kind of thinks about it. Now she's fully spitting chaw.
So her and I'm part of me and my cynicism was like, I'm gonna be so pissed if there is a Dottie Dugan romance thing going on, which never does happen. Thank God. That would have literally ruined this movie. It very much becomes they are peers type of situation, and that's the best. So I'm happy that didn't happen. And that kind of is furthered in the next scene where they're on the bus and Dottie is talking to Dugan about her husband who's in the war. She asked Dugan why he's not in the war. He says he has no cartilage. And Dugan says, Dottie, you're one of the best ball players I've ever seen. And then, it's kind of winding down on the bus. Things are settling down. Dugan goes to pull out his flask. Dottie snags it, gives him a Coke instead. And he sips it. And, there's a bit of a mutual understanding. Like, this is serious now. Like, you got to get your shit together. And he does.
And he says the line, how did I get so useless so fast? And that gives you a lot of insight into, Jimmy was an alcoholic because he was hurt. Like that's what cost him baseball, but it was drinking that cost him his career.
He had no cartilage, started drinking, couldn't play ball, couldn't join the army. He couldn't do any of the things that, society would deem as valuable. Mm-hmm. The how did I get so useless so fast line is crazy. Great.
Tough. And it even gives Dottie a lot. She shows a lot of sympathy for him at that point.
Yeah. Great piece of writing there, without a doubt. Next, every part of the movie from here on out is phenomenal. This movie's phenomenal, but everything else that happens is spectacular. So we're in the middle of the next game. Kit is struggling. She's pitching. Dugan visits the mound. Dottie comes to the mound. Kit really wants to stay in. And Dugan just asked Dottie, what do you think? And Dottie's being honest. She's a baller. She's true to the game and says, we got to pull Kit. And they do. They pull Kit out. And Kit is extremely upset. One, because she wants to finish the game. And two, because she thinks her sister sold her out.
And again, like we said before, this is an era where pitchers didn't get pulled. You didn't have the bullpen that we have now. You finished the game. Getting taken out means that you really screwed up. It was incredibly disrespectful.
Simultaneous to this, Harvey is at the game with Lowenstein. And he's like, wow, it's a real shame that the league is going to fold after this year. And Lowenstein's like, what are you talking about? We just had this montage and the crowd is booming now.
Mm-hmm.
We just played the whole season. Everybody's bought in. They're turning out. The crowd is booming.
Stands are packed. Yeah.
Look around. We did it. What do you mean it's not coming back? And Harvey, who is now, Lowenstein's in. He's not acting like a dick anymore. Harvey is, the ultimate businessman, the candy bar seller, right? He's like, we're done. The war is going to be over here. Men are coming back. There's no more need for this. And Lowenstein has just a great line here. He says, I guess it'll be like this in the factories too. The men are back. Turning your rivets, which is a great, super good. And he's just like effectively saying, this is unfair. This can't happen this way, right? Like we've turned the page. There's no point in going back. And it would be actively detrimental to return to where we were before this. I liked that line from Lowenstein to show that like he has fully bought in to the league now.
Right.
And he's
this is a 1-year prove it contract, and he proved it.
He proved it. And he's convincing Harvey that he needs to keep the league alive, right? It would be a shame to have this fold after one season. Now we cut to the big time Kit and there's a Kit and Doris fight here.
Yeah, you can tell that Kit's desperately unhappy, and everything is really wearing on her, not just because because like her performance, but her relationship with her sister, her relationship now with her teammates is starting to deteriorate, and she gets into a fist fight with Doris.
Not the right person to get into a fist fight.
Absolutely not. Doris she throws a glove at Doris. Doris throws water in her face, and then she just jumps on her back. So they're rolling around. Doris is baling hay, and Jimmy Dugan picks her up, slings her over his shoulder, fireman carry, and dumps her in the shower and hits her with the cold water.
Tells her to literally cool off.
Right. But yeah, you can see she's really starting to go off the deep end. And again, like she's got a dope ass nickname. She's playing really well, and she just cannot, for whatever reason, get out from under Doris' shadow, or Dottie's shadow, rather.
And they have a bit of a come to Jesus moment here where they confront each other, and Kit basically says, you sold me out back there, and Dottie says, I'm just playing the game. It is what it is. And Kit tells Dottie that she thinks she holds her back, and, she'll never get out from behind her shadow, because even when she's doing something good, she believes that Dottie can't stand to see it and intentionally pushes her back down. And they kind of have a blow up, and Kit is just truly sad after this, truly sad. So
yeah,
Dottie sticks.
Why you got to be so good? And anything Kit ever did, she was never as good as her sister. And through no fault of her own, Dottie wasn't doing it maliciously. She certainly wasn't doing this on purpose. She loves her sister. But I know where Kit's coming from. Like, I get it. Listen, man, my eldest sister's an attorney, and the middle sister's a surgeon, and I'm a part-time pirate that does a podcast about baseball movies. So
listen, we don't want to be
I
an
get
attorney. Attorneys are bad people.
They're bad guys. I dodged a bullet on that one. I don't want to be a doctor. Why do they make them get up so early? Why is surgery at like 6:30 in the morning? If somebody's gonna be rooting around in there, I want them to have a full weight.
Because
a good night's sleep, maybe a big breakfast.
They got golf later. That's why.
You can work on her putts. Hey.
we see Dottie kind of moping around in the locker room after this blow up with Kit, and Lowenstein comes in the dugout, and this was kind of the last straw for Dottie. She says, "I'm leaving. I can't."
Yeah. She hates what it's doing to her sister.
She says, "I can't feel like I'm doing this to Kit," and she says, "Work something out by tomorrow. Trade me, but I can't keep doing this." And she says, "Trade me." And Lowenstein says, "Well, I'll get something sorted out by tomorrow." So we're back in the house the next day, and Kit comes into the house fuming. And she knocks on the door, and she tells Dottie that she has been traded to the Racine Bells. Kit has been traded to the Racine Bells. Dottie is up in arms. She says, "Well, that's not what I told Ira. I told him to trade me, not to trade you." Kit, one, doesn't believe her, and two, says, "Well, even if you did say that, you knew what was going to happen. They wouldn't trade you. You're the face of the team. You're the face of the league." There's a very good scene where Doris is up against the door listening, relaying to everybody else what is being said. It's a tough scene. Yeah. It's a tough scene for Kit to get traded.
Yeah, and Dottie says, what else are you going to blame me for? Like, why is everything my fault when something happens to you? And she's got a point too.
This is a good exploration of kind of that family dynamic here, right? Like, when the tensions are highest, the worst things are happening. Dottie has been trying to be even keel the whole time, and she finally kind of snaps a little bit and says, "Oh, is everything my fault too? What else can you blame me for?" And she's kind of finally over it.
Yeah.
But Kit's gone. I mean, this happens. Kit's on the Racine Bells. She's out of here.
Traded to Racine.
Now we're in the clubhouse. We finally get the song. And
boy, do we.
The song is the song. They're saying we're all American, which is very interesting because they're talking about all the different kinds of people that they have on the team. And they say, we're all American. We got Canadians, which is the first type of person that they list, which Canada, yes, is in North America. However, that's not the America that they're talking about. And this player is not Canadian American. She's from Canada.
She's from Saskatchewan. Because they say a lot. There's a lot of Saskatchewan jokes.
And they say, we've also got Irish ones and Swedes. So we got our big three covered.
That's it. And they don't mention another nationality.
Canadians, Irish, and Swedes.
That's it. Those are the three genders.
It's those three. Take it or leave it. The three food groups right there. That's it. Which is
key
crazy.
Changes in that song. A lot of key changes.
And while they're doing this, the girls are still getting ready, and Stillwell is there, and they're like getting changed, and he has his hands over his eyes. But one of the players is taking her stockings off, and he uncovers his eyes to look at him. And Stillwell's a little freak with a foot fetish, which is insane that they wrote that into this child's character.
Right.
They're like, what if this kid who's a demon also has a foot fetish? Which is an insane thing to put into the movie. It's actually so funny. So this is just a roller coaster. We have the blow up with Kit. We have the song, which is, I don't know, call it heartwarming. We have Stillwell with a foot fetish. And then immediately it is about to get somber. Real somber.
Real fast. It's a big scene. It's a very big scene.
Big scene. A army messenger comes
It's just a guy delivering a telegram because he's mad that the army doesn't do it himself or do it themselves.
Oh, that's true. He says, I hate delivering these.
Mm-hmm.
And
so he gets the name wrong. He misplaces the name for who he's supposed to deliver the telegram to. And all the women are dialed in on this because there's only one reason you get this telegram. And he goes, I can't believe the army wouldn't send somebody out to do themselves, especially after your husband gets killed in the war. What? This guy's a piece of work, man.
Literally shoot the messenger, bro. Literally shoot the messenger.
That time, yeah. And Dugan damn near does.
Dugan gives this guy
whenever the guy says, well, I have to go back and get this sorted out. I'll come back later. And Jimmy's like, absolutely not.
He goes, give me the telegram. He goes, I can't. This is official government. And then he just gets manhandled by Dugan.
Oh, he just whoops him.
Puts him up against the wall, grabs a telegram, freaking shuffles him around and throws him out the door. Nearly Uncle Phil style. This scene is brutal because the filming of this is great. It's filmed kind of from the perspective, first person of Dugan kind of slowly walking through the room, and it pans across all the women and you're unsure who it's going to be.
Because like I said before, we know that there's a handful of people on this team that have husbands that are deployed. And whenever Jimmy walks by one of them, you can see the like an uneasy kind of relief on their faces.
And we have Dottie sitting next to Betty. And Jimmy hands the telegram to Betty, who immediately just breaks down. This is a tough scene.
Yeah.
This is a tough scene.
And he just kind of hands it to her. He's like, here, Betty, sorry. And just like puts it in her hand, and she breaks down, and everybody's coming to console her. And Jimmy comes over and picks her up. You know, this is a huge character moment for Jimmy Dugan, who we met as sleazeball alcoholic, didn't want to be there, to now this like nurturing, almost father figure.
And it also reinforces all the women on the team kind of sticking up for each other. The Shirley Baker teaching her how to read, the lifting up Doris about her, piece of shit boyfriend husband situation. Like, it just consistently reinforcing that.
Right.
And then afterwards we cut to Dottie, who's just sitting in her room crying, thinking about how that very easily could have been her getting the telegram. It could have been Bob. And out of nowhere, Bob just shows up.
Yeah, here he is.
Knocks on the door, comes in the room. Bam, Bill Pullman. Bob shows up. He got injured, something with his foot going on.
It's a sniper.
A sniper, that's right. He goes, they got all of them, but not me, which is crazy.
And so they got 7 of us before we got him, and you only got one in a foot? Like, that guy must have sucked. Or he was really good, and he just hated feet. He was the opposite of Stillwell Angel.
The duality of man.
That man was killed by Stillwell. Not on my watch. He went John Wick. Not on my watch, pal.
Not
today.
A perfectly good foot.
How dare you're a monster.
But we are discharged. We're back. Mm-hmm. Bob is back. And she is effectively done at this point.
Yeah.
Her plan was to play until Bob gets back. And the next day, we're leaving the house, getting ready to go to the World Series, which, as an aside, of all the movies we've reviewed thus far, there's been one that shows us a World Series game, which is the
only
Scout,
one game. Yeah.
and it's just the first game. Now, granted, it is the greatest game that's ever been played.
Correct.
However, all of these other movies are like a win and you're in, or like win for the pennant type of situation.
Yeah, a lot of these movies are just about winning the division.
Yeah, credit to this movie for giving us a full World Series. So this is the setting, right? Is the team's leaving the house to go to play the World Series. And everyone's getting on the bus, and Dottie's just at the car with Bob. And Dugan's there. A couple kids come up to him, ask him for his autograph. He signs the baseball. Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. Great.
And he yells out, "It's good advice."
And we learned Dottie's quitting. Dugan goes up to Dottie. They have a conversation. And he kind of hits her with the cold reality. He says, it's effectively along the lines of, lie to yourself all you want. You're a ball player. Like, you will miss this. And if it's going to be gone before you know it, right? It happened to me. I wasted 5 years of my career. You're going to the World Series. Don't waste that. And she gets in the car with Bob. They go their way. They go their separate ways.
Here, going back to the scenic Willamette Valley, back to all the cows and grapes. Beat it, geeks. Have fun with your stupid jerk game for babies.
And who are they playing in the World Series? They're playing the Bells with newly acquired Kit, the Oregon Rifle Keller. I mean,
that's a crazy. Who'd they get back in the trade?
Cash considerations,
I guess, because there's not a new player. Like, we don't meet anybody different.
They got, I don't think they got.
There's no return on that trade.
Is this Mitch Keller's mom, by the way? Who's to say?
Could be.
She does have, or grandma.
Think about it.
There is a scene in the movie where she has like 43 grandchildren.
Right. They just keep coming.
You couldn't write it better than this. Kid playing the Rockford Peaches in the World Series. You couldn't write a movie with this script. Unbelievable. We get the montage of the World Series, though. Dugan, before the first game, leads a legit prayer, which is awesome. He's like actually bought in.
Yeah, he like struggles to get down on one knee
because he has no cartilage.
He does a good job of limping in this movie.
He does.
Jimmy Dugan. It's a very convincing limp. It's like Robert Shaw in The Sting. It's a good limp.
It is a good limp.
Mm-hmm.
We have a montage back and forth. The Bells just murder the Peaches in the first game. They win the second game. Peaches tie it up 2-2. Bells go ahead 3-2. Peaches tie it 3-3. Getting ready to go into game 7. And Betty Spaghetti is doing a little bit of pitching, I believe. Betty Spaghetti's doing the pitching. And he's talking to the... Oh, no. Betty was catching. Who's pitching?
Oh, the...
Ellen Sue. Ellen Sue.
Yeah, Ellen Sue. She was, Miss Georgia.
Yes. Ellen Sue was pitching, and Jimmy Dugan's talking to the catcher, whom he thinks is Betty, and says, if Ellen Sue is losing anything, you tell me immediately. You don't lie to me. And then Betty doesn't answer. And then he says it again, and Betty doesn't answer. He says, are you hearing me? And who we think is Betty takes off her mask. Gotcha. It's Dottie. She's back.
She's back. She's like, guess what? I'm here for Game 7 of the World Series. I'm not on the roster. I retired. I didn't fill out any paperwork, but I'm back. Is that cool?
Who
that
cares?
Doesn't seem very cool. I don't care for for that. It's grandstanding.
This is Mel Clark getting called off the IR and pitching in 10 minutes.
This is if Mel Clark was wearing a disguise and then popped up and he was like, guess what? I'm starting today.
He rips the mustache off. Mel Clark. He says, well, you don't have to catch. Alice has been catching, and she's pretty good. She is beat up. I mean, she is beat up. She's like half dead.
She's just looking with like doe eyes, like, please help.
She's just beaten, bloody, bruised. She just absolutely beat up.
I do have a take about this movie. I feel like now is the best, is a very good time to bring it up. Everybody is so dirty in this movie. They're
on a skirt,
filthy, but like there's just all their faces are just like caked in dirt and mud. That doesn't really happen.
Listen, man, this was the 1940s.
This was
smog
left over from the Dust Bowl.
That's it, man. This was, dude, color wasn't even invented yet. Everything, people lived in black and white. This is the 1940s. They're about to start the game. Stillwell is being a little scoundrel. He's giving you a
you're gonna lose. They're gonna win.
And Duke just throws a glove at him and smokes him.
Before he does it, you're gonna we're gonna win. Arguing with the child, and then he just blasts him with a glove.
We get a little retort from Dottie at one point to Dugan. She says, Jimmy, you look like shit. Why don't you have a shave? Which is also amazing. Let me get a little bit of a montage in the game here.
It's a knotted ball game.
Evelyn overthrows the cutoff again.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Doris makes a nice play at third to save
the situation. Them a run.
It still costs them a run.
Still costs them a run. Gives Racine the lead.
And afterwards, Dugan goes to confront her, and he is doing his best to hold back the unfiltered rage that he wants to let out.
Sweaty and shaking.
He's just, his hands are all crooked, and he's trying to hold it in. But he knows after the last time when he made her cry that is not the best way to motivate Evelyn. So he stops and he says, you overthrew the cutoff again. That is something that I would like you to work on before next season. And the acting in this scene is unbelievably good because you could tell that Evelyn to start thinks it's coming, that she is just going to get an unholy tirade, scorched earth, just unleashed upon her. And then Jimmy has the wherewithal to draw it back in, to not upset his right fielder in the middle of Game 7 of the World Series. And she understands his growth. And she does this like half smile where she's trying to take the criticism seriously, but she's so happy that he has been able to learn and grow and constrain himself. And the acting in the scene is just phenomenal. It's so good. It's so good. Awesome scene. Awesome scene. We get some ball now. We get a lot of ball here. We get May beating out a grounder at first.
She kicks the catcher's mask.
Yeah, she's a real mean one. She kicks the catcher's mask. That's so good.
Yep.
She beats out a grounder to first. Doris gets a single, moves her over. Runners on first and second.
Mm-hmm. Two nice base hits.
Evelyn bunts, moves him over. Runners on second and third. I think there's a fly out after that. I think
but even on the sack bunt, Kit fields it and then checks the runner at third. No, she's not going to make the play, and then gets the out at first. It's good ball.
It's good situational baseball. And keep in mind, again, Kit is pitching in this game against the Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
And it's top 9 right now.
I was going to say, she just went 9 scoreless innings. It's top
9. And We are now at
this is
2 outs.
8 2/3.
It's 2 outs right now.
Mm-hmm.
Runners on second and third. Dottie up to bat. So Kit v. Dottie. The Oregon Rifle versus the Queen of Diamonds.
Big on big.
Big on big. And Dottie hits a liner right back up the middle.
Comeback.
Sails just barely over Kit's head.
Diamond
Scores 2. But after that, Kit regains her composure. Gets the final out.
Kit, after this final out, whenever she goes into the dugout, is very clearly having a nervous breakdown.
Extremely. She's sitting on the bench and kind of staring off by herself.
It like hands in head, like, and the manager's like, "You better get ready to hit because it's coming." Like, brother, you might have to go to the bench on this one.
Yeah, Kit is in the hole, right? So Kit will bat this inning. Like, she will bat this inning. Unless she gets pinch hit for, which, spoiler alert, she doesn't.
She doesn't. Also, we forgot May makes an unbelievable play at the wall.
Oh, yeah. May's nice.
May's nice at ball.
May is like primetime center fielder. Unreal range. Yeah. She's making shoestring catches. She's making catches up against the wall.
Right.
She's nice at ball. We're bottom 9 now. The Bells are down 1 run. Kit's upset. May makes the catch.
Freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it is breakdown territory. Like type of situation.
Yeah, like if she would have a paper bag, she could be breathing into it, but nobody ever has one just laying around.
May makes a great catch at the wall. Dottie makes a sick catch falling into the dugout.
And then we've got the whole time we got Doris down there, like telling people like where the play is, and like it's glue guy.
Yeah,
glue guy. You want Doris on your team.
Doris is a great communicator. Doris wants this more than anybody.
Oh, I agree 100%. Doris knows ball.
Bought in big time. They get a runner on. I forget exactly how. They get a runner on, and
it's a single. She legs out a single.
And Kit is up to bat. And we see Dottie go to the mound to talk to Ellen Sue. And she says, set up at the beginning of the movie, high fastballs. She can't hit them. She can't lay off them. And you're thinking, all right, well, Dottie wants the ball game, right? She's not gonna give this one to her sister. And Ellen Sue, high fastball, gets 1 or 2 strikes. I can't recall off the top of my head. But the last pitch.
It's strike 2. 2 strikes, full count. Or no, it's not a full count. It's 2 strike count. She's behind 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
Third high one. Kit hits a long one in the gap to the wall.
Where was May? Why was she playing so close on this one? Bad defensive positioning there. Bad defensive position.
It is. Maybe you're thinking it's super high. She's going to get under it. I don't know.
But I don't know. And she just made an incredible play at the wall. And then in this one, she's just got her back to the camera. So she is hoofing after it.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. So scores 1. And you think, okay, Kit's going to get a triple here.
They put up the stop sign.
Kit blows the sign. She's coming around home. The relay to home. Dottie gets the ball. Now we're setting up a collision. It's all coming down to this.
Better get off the tracks when the train's coming.
Dottie has the ball. Dottie is out here looking like freaking Kevin McHale. She's like 6'7", it looks like, compared to Kit. I mean, it's ridiculous. And Kit lowers the boom on her, big time.
Low man wins.
Kit absolutely lowers the boom, knocks her back. We cut to the shot, Dottie's hand, and the ball pops out. Kit's safe at home. The Bells win the game. We get a great call here. Take me home, mama, and put me to bed. I've seen enough to know that I've seen too much. That's fire.
Squiggy with another absolute heater.
That's so good. Kit gets her moment. She's up on the shoulders. Everyone's screaming Kit's name. The Peaches are just distraught. And you could tell that Dottie is very torn. She's upset that she lost, but she does crack a bit of a smile for Kit. She's happy that Kit finally had her moment. We find out that shortly after this, Harvey is so impressed that he decides to tell Lowenstein that they're going to keep the league. The turnout was so good. 7 games of the World Series, so good that they're going to keep the league around.
Admits he was right.
Shout out Lowenstein. Shout out the big dog Ira for coming all the way around on this.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes from strictly business to, having his heart in it.
And now we are having a scene where all the girls from the Bells and from the Peaches are getting ready to go back home. We get the Canadian saying, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go back to Saskatchewan. Someone says, Saskatchewan's nice, isn't it? She goes, yeah, if you like ice fishing. If you like ice fishing. Kid is signing autographs for a couple little girls. Very heartwarming. And we have a reconciliation between Kit and Dottie here. And Dottie says, I'm done. I'm hanging them up. I played my 1 season, going back with Bob, gonna have some kids. And Kit says, I'm staying here. I like it here. This is for me. There's nothing for me back in Oregon, right? Which is what she said at the very beginning of the movie. And she was right.
And she says, like, some of the girls are going to get jobs. Like, she's not just going to hang out there. She's going to make a life for herself there. Away from her sister, which is probably for the best for both of them.
Dugan meets...
whenever she says that, and Dottie looks at her and goes, do you really think I'll miss it? He goes, yeah. Like, yes, you will miss this. You're lying to yourself, kid. Like, you love this. You might act like you don't. But like, this is what you were meant to do. And then Dottie says, I'll miss some of it. Like, I'll miss the girls and I'll miss you, kid. And then they have like the big sisterly embrace where it's the whole time. Like, Dottie does love her sister. Might have a weird way of showing it, but she does.
After that embrace, we kind of cut from there. Dugan meets Bob. Dugan tells Bob and Dottie that, hey, I turned down a job managing a AAA team in Wichita. Like, I'm sticking around. I'm going to manage the Rockford Peaches. And Dottie's kind of couldn't understand why, which is a little bit strange. It seems like throughout the entirety of the movie, she doesn't really grasp how important this is to everybody. But everyone goes their separate ways then. And that ends the flashback period of the movie. Now we're back in 1992. We are at Cooperstown. We are at the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And Dottie walks onto the field and she sees the whole cast, the whole crew. She sees May and Doris. One thing here, the casting of the older versions of everybody is like the greatest ever.
How?
It's unbelievable.
It is weird that and the name escapes me of the actress that plays the older Dottie, but Gina Davis voices her.
Yeah.
It's a dubbed voice, and it is weird.
Lynn
Because like,
Cartwright.
it looks good. Like it's not like they don't match or whatever, but it is weird to hear Gina Davis's voice coming out of a different person.
Yeah.
But everybody else looks exactly the same. Like Lori Petty's, whoever the older kid is, could be. Is it her mom? I don't know, because it looks exactly like her.
Kathleen Butler.
Oh man, nuts! That looks exactly like her.
Like literally some of the best casting I've ever seen in my entire life.
Insane.
It's phenomenal. It's crazy.
Because you know, as the audience, who everybody is.
Yeah, you're not like,
I'm
going to have to wait for them to introduce them. You're like, oh, there's May and Doris, obviously. Like, it's crazy.
It's, oh, yeah, it's been 50 years. I know. Yeah, that's exactly what they would look like whenever they're older.
She looks at Ellen Sue. She says, you haven't changed a bit. She goes, thanks, Dottie. I married a plastic surgeon.
Yeah, the beauty queen married a plastic surgeon. It's very, very good joke.
And eventually, they were on the field. Everyone's there. She meets up with Marla.
We get to meet Marla again, who had a great life.
Great life. She's very well adjusted now.
Right. Yeah, had a great life. Like her children are running the family business.
Nelson's still great. We find out Bob has unfortunately passed away.
Bob passed away.
And then we mosey on into the Hall of Fame to see the Women in Baseball exhibit and the exhibit for the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. And we pass a sign dedicated to Jimmy Dugan. We find out he passed away just a few years before this.
Yeah, he passed in, it listed as 1987. So I did a little bit of Googling here, and because I know that there is an exhibit, I believe it's a permanent exhibit, for the women in baseball, and it opened in 1988. So if this isn't contemporary, if they are in fact doing it in 88, it means the Dugan just missed being there by a couple months.
Tough.
Which is just really tough. But also it's a really cool picture. 58 home run season. Like Jimmy Dugan was a ball player.
Dog.
Yeah.
We have everyone coming together to sing the song again.
We get old John Lovitz.
We do get old John Lovitz.
We get old John Lovitz. He's still around. He's still kicking, still chomping a cigar.
There is a scene where he like mirrors the pose of the young John Lovitz.
Very, very funny.
It's very good. And then we have again the embrace with Dottie and Kit and Kit's whole family.
237 grandchildren.
I mean, there's 900 million people with her.
They just like keep walking in.
Like her whole extended fam, everybody is there. And we get the embrace with Dottie and Kit. Extremely heartwarming ending.
Mm-hmm. And
like not like they won the game, they won the division, movie's over. Like it's not one of those. It's like it's wrapped up super well. Yeah, this movie rocks.
The movie does rock. It's a long movie. This
2 hours and 7 minutes runtime.
Yeah.
But like actual movie time is like over 2 hours. It's like 2 hours and a minute. They got like 6-7 minutes of credits. Like actual movie time is still over 2 hours. But it's not the pacing is incredible. There's no drag in this at all.
No, like it moves right along. It's really cool that the credits are written like a roster.
Oh, so good.
There's an original Madonna song was written for the credits of this movie. And the really cool part is it's showing these women playing baseball, these older women in Cooperstown. Those are the actual baseball players from the league. Like in the credits, the women that are playing, not the actresses that we met earlier. No, they're all real. They all played. That is a real shot from them doing it in Cooperstown.
Awesome.
So this was Penny Marshall's idea. And this is an incredible piece of trivia that I don't want to forget. But if you've ever seen Schindler's List, I know it's kind of a weird jump. But at the end of the movie is a bunch of people in real time, in real life, paying respects at Oscar Schindler's grave. Steven Spielberg saw this movie and asked Penny Marshall if she would be cool if he did that.
Wow.
Imagine coming up with credits so good that Steven Spielberg is like, hey, is it cool if I do something similar to that? Or would, are you okay with that? Spielberg asking you. And I didn't, this is what, Penny Marshall's second movie? The first one was big, another Tom Hanks one. But yeah, for Spielberg to be like, dude, you killed it. Can I do that too?
Big as fire, too.
There's parts that didn't age great.
Sure, but like,
it's very funny. Everybody's always wanted to play the big piano with your feet.
Absolutely. This movie rocks. Let's get a word from our sponsor here, and then let's get into some trivia, some quotes, some fun facts, some ratings, etc., etc.
So I know historically these play at the beginning, but I did unearth some footage that rather than a sponsor, I would like to play now for you. I'm going to dig it out of the archives. So if you'll let me set up the projector. Newsreel, February 26th. Like, they're on the march. Chris and Adam are doing an audio medium about a visual medium that was an audio medium turned back into a visual medium. Back at the talkie pictures, talking about baseball. Women playing baseball? Well, now I've seen everything. Look out, fellas. This is brought to you by Harvey chocolate bars. Don't forget to buy yourself a nice pack of Harvey chocolate bars and some war bonds to keep our boys in the fight. Take that, Adolf. Harvey chocolate bars. They're good enough for little fat kids.
This is our best one, without a doubt. It's so good.
I did not tell Dietz was going to do that.
It's so good. You know what's really funny about the Harvey chocolate bars is what the national anthem scene at the end in Game 7, they like get a rather large woman to sing it, and it's kind of like the fat lady sings type of thing. Like, this is the last game. But it cuts to her in the stands next to Harvey, and she's eating one of the chocolate bars. It's so gnarly. Chris, that was awesome. That was so good.
Appreciate that.
Let me just run back some of these quotes for you really quickly, because we have a really nice mix of very earnest, sincere, legitimate quotes and some banger, hilarious ones. We have look how Mr. Hitler the Yanks are coming. Joe DiMaggio. We have pull her leg a little bit, mine are long enough, which is great. Did you promise the cows you'd write? Awesome. Cowgirls.
Plucking cows gets me every time.
Cowgirls, see the grass, don't eat it. Marla Hooch, what a hitter. Everyone else is getting compliments.
Marla's such a good sport, man. Like, I love Marla Hooch. I love her. Like, whenever she finally gets let her hair down, she's lounge singing. All of it's great.
What do you say I take you to the back and smack you around for a couple minutes? Can't we do both?
That young man is credited as Doll Body Kid.
That's crazy. I mean, there's no crying in baseball. I don't want to understate this, right? That is on par with Just a Bit Outside as like the most famous quote from a baseball movie.
That is the number 54 in the AFI top 100 movie quotes of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it is so classic. It cannot be understated how memorable and important that quote is. What else? You know, the one from Lowenstein, I guess it will be like this in the factories too. The men are back turning your rivets. I mean, that's just, you know,
yeah,
that's that one. That's a heater right there.
Yeah. Just to make it so grim.
A really great one. She hit the cream cheese out of that one. Saskatchewan's great if you like ice fishing. Where's the really great one? Take me home, mama, and put me to bed. I have seen enough to know that I've seen too much. That's a great one. Just a lot of good stuff going on in this movie. It is dramatic. It's funny. It's earnest. It's heartfelt. It's feel good. It's has great social commentary. I mean, it just hits all of the bases. No pun intended. This one crushes. Hit us with some trivia, Mr. Miller.
We just talked about how those are real life players over the credits. The woman in there's a woman in the bleachers who says something like, "Oh, that's Dottie. She was the best player. She only played 1 year. She was the best player in the league. Was pitcher for the Rockford Peaches for a number of years. Actual Rockford Peach. There, aside from one shot, there are no stunt doubles in this movie. So when Gina Davis does the slide, the split into a catch, she can do a split. That's her in a split making the catch, but she can't slide into it. That is the only stunt double. Everybody does their own stunts. They play their own baseball. Every single one of them. It's something like 2,000 actresses tried out for this movie. It was baseball tryouts. If you couldn't play ball, Penny Marshall didn't want you. There were a lot of names that they wanted to play some of these roles. They were terrible baseball players, and Marshall turned them down. We're talking like Academy Award winners turned these roles down, or they weren't considered for these roles because they didn't look like good baseball players. Again, like the ball in this movie is great. You know, there's always like pounds and pounds of home runs. You know, it's in Major League 2, there's like 7 home runs in the last game of the season. It's just home run after home run. This is just good ball. It's good situational baseball.
The baseball in this movie feels the most like baseball to me.
Oh,
like
100%.
It feels the most like real baseball to me.
100%. And then, you know, Lori Petty, who is Kit, grew up playing baseball, not softball. She played in the boys' league, and her character, all the characters in this movie are kind of an amalgam of different characters or different ball players throughout the league. Because again, this isn't a documentary; it's a fictional account. It's stylized. It's based in reality, but she was based on a baseball player named Jackie Mitchell, who, and this is a little bit of a Pirates tie-in. Well, it was. It's not anymore. But she played for the Chattanooga Lookouts, who were in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization for years, and had one of the all-time great hats.
All right, with the
Chattanooga
eyes?
Lookouts, where it was just eyes doing this.
Dude, love that hat. All-time hat.
I gotta find one. I had one, and I there's no way I still have it.
That's an all-time.
I had that and a where the Mudcats, I think, were the other. That was another Pirates affiliate. No stunt doubles. This movie made $132.4 million. This is the highest grossing baseball movie of all time, and it made more than Bull Durham and Field of Dreams combined.
Good. Good.
Yes, this is still the highest grossing baseball movie of all time. It made a pile of money, and it was so successful in 2012. They entered it into the Library of Congress National Film Registry Archives because it is such an important piece of the American culture.
This movie rocks.
This movie does rock. So it's a long movie, but it's not a slow movie.
Correct. Anything else, or should we get into rankings? Actually, I have one thing interesting.
I mean, I covered the squiggy.
Yep. My teener team shortstop was a girl, and she was just so nasty at baseball. And it actually was insane. The things that like people would say and think. And it's like, dude, she's like literally a professional athlete now. So it's like egg on everyone's face. But it's like, dude, she was so nasty at ball. And it's like, this sounds obviously extremely obvious and straightforward, but like, yeah, girls can play baseball.
Right. yeah, it's not weird. Monet Davis was, basically the MVP of the Little League World Series.
Let's rank these a little
Did
bit
we
here.
talk about? We had mentioned it off air. Did we talk about Harvey? You had Harvey trivia.
Oh yes, Harvey is Gary Marshall. Gary Marshall, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yes, Gary Marshall, which is Penny Marshall's brother. Walter Harvey, the candy bar mogul, who is supposed to be
He's Mr. Wrigley.
Philip K. Wrigley. What? Here's a question. Why don't you think they were just like they couldn't have him sell gum? He had to be a candy bar guy.
I'll bet because he's not shown in the best light that the Wrigley family tried to protect his image, if I had to guess.
And they tried to besmirch They tried to besmirch
Mr. Harvey.
Milton Hershey, bro. They tried to pin it off on Hershey.
They're selling O. Henry bars, but I mean, maybe that's why I'm not 100% sure. Or, I mean, honestly, like if you want to say Wrigley, like it's a brand now.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other characters were fictionalized, so I don't know. Could have been any number of things, but Gary Marshall's a really funny dude. Like that's a great pick. Also, Bill Pullman did this as a favor to Penny Marshall because they were buds too. So she pulled out all the stops for this one.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact of the day for you. Go look up where pulling out all the stops came from. That's a little organ talk for you. Shout out organs. Let's rank. Tell you what, Chris. This one's gonna crush for me.
Okay. I think it should. I think deservedly so.
Let's go baseball score here first. Again, this is not MLB level, but this is professional baseball. It feels the most like baseball to me of any movie that we've watched.
Buddy, they did their own baseball.
Yeah. This is
like we were watching a baseball game.
I'm gonna go. It's gonna rank highly, and I we'll do a recap episode where we contextualize all of our rankings, and I don't know if I've put any others higher than this, but I'm gonna go on baseball realism. 8.4 out of 10. Back of the bus smut books.
This movie has great baseball because you're watching actual baseball being played. It's not scripted out. It's not super stylized. Again, there's no stunt double, so we're watching actual people play baseball in real time, and they're doing a good job. The baseball itself is like fundamentally true. Like I said, it's not just like a home run party in the penultimate scene. It's actual situational baseball. It feels like baseball. The only thing that gets me is the stadium's a little modern, so you can see that the seats are new. Like they kind of got me. You can see they have like plastic seats with the folding bags. Like they're in a renovated stadium. So that I don't know why it took me out. It's just one of those little bugaboos. But even like the atmosphere felt right. You have your hecklers, and then whenever the stadium's full, like you see like guys on leave. So you'll see guys in their uniforms and stuff. Everybody wearing their big fancy hats out there. I do like the two guys that after the Suds bucket scene, and I don't think they're at the Suds bucket, but you see them over and over again. The two guys that are constantly flirting with Doris and bring her like flowers and stuff. She doesn't know how to respond, but they're two like kind of dorky twins.
Love those guys.
But like I love that the crowd is a part of this. It makes everything feel very organic. And at least it's a very, very convincing baseball movie. We don't get a ton of baseball until the end. It's just a movie that has baseball in it. I am going to go and give this movie an 8.1 out of 10 war bonds.
On baseball or on overall ranking?
On baseball.
Okay. Both in the 8s. This is going to be up there for us here.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you now, this is going to be my highest rated movie for sure.
Wow.
The script is amazing. The Suds bucket scene is the best scene in any movie that we've watched. The score is amazing. Hans Zimmer kills it. Every actor and actress crushes. Gina Davis crushes. Tom Hanks crushes. Lori Petty crushes. Madonna crushes. Rosie O'Donnell crushes. Everybody delivers an outstanding performance. The baseball feels great. It is funny. It's serious. There's social commentary. There's serious character development. The pacing is great. It hits everything that it needs to hit. So, for that reason, I think I'm going to go 8.9 out of 10 children with foot fetishes. 8.9.
That's a crazy high rank.
This is a great movie.
That's way up there.
I love this movie.
And I don't think you're wrong. This is a great movie. Again, another movie that I own. This movie is incredibly rewatchable. Is something that gets me every time. Anytime this movie's on, I'm excited that it's on. I'm going to watch it. You have an attachment, you have an understanding to all of these characters. Everybody gets their flowers. It's the one scene whenever they talk about disbanding the league. Even May, this like tough as nails, street smart Brooklyn broad. She has her accent. Is crying. She said, do I get to go back to being a taxi dancer? She doesn't want that anymore. It's this league is giving people an opportunity to make a living in a way that they want to, in a way that's dignified. Even though as the series, as the season starts, it is completely undignified. And people are there just to boo, just to heckle. And they play anyway, and they play their asses off. And by the end of the season, everybody's there, and they've earned that respect, and you get that from everybody. So you get even character development from the people watching the games.
From the base, yeah, from the fans.
Right. And just the turnaround and all that. And Rosie O'Donnell understanding that I don't have to settle for some scumbag because nobody was ever nice to me. Like, I'll find somebody who was nice to me. I got these horny twins. There we go.
There's a couple movies about that.
Right. The relationship between sisters grows, and we get to see Kit and Dottie and how they understand that they're different people, and that's okay, and they love each other. But all of that, and this is a movie about baseball, and then the icing on the cake, we get to see the actual women that played in this league at the end of the movie. I think it's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, I cannot recommend this one enough. I am going to give this movie 8.6 out of 10 53-second Ps.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
See, I was going to give it little stinkers, but I thought that was too close to your foot fetish children. So I had that one in the tank. I also had horny twins in the tank.
Horny twins is... They are.
They have no lines other than that they're really excited. They're always cheering for Doris, and then they bring her stuff. That's it. That's all they do.
It's great. I don't know if when we go back and look at the rankings, I don't know if this one's going to rank more highly for me than Moneyball did. I can't remember exactly what I gave Moneyball.
I think it did. I'm pretty sure it does. I have them written somewhere.
But this is my favorite movie that we've watched. So go watch this movie. I can't recommend it enough.
Buy War Bonds.
Buy War Bonds. And more importantly than your civic duty to your country and to those at war is to like and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so like and subscribe, hit the button, ring the bell, right? And this week, what I need you to do is go put on an oversized suit, find a floppy hat, and start talking like Chris, right? Find your local radio station and tell them to go like and subscribe. Because we've gone intergalactic. We've reached everywhere. We've even gone back in time. But we're hitting up this era. Put on your old timey accents, your mid-Atlantic, whatever that accent is called, and go tell everybody to like and subscribe. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining along. And thank you for getting your popcorn ready.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates.